I remember 2 years ago, I was scrolling through a Discord server. This was a self improvement server, and I was talking to some random teenagers here and there. And everyone was talking about their self improvement journey, like how their self improvement journey is going and how they are gaining muscle mass and everything. And I remember at that time, I was just starting my self improvement journey, and I have joined the gym back again to fix my skinny fat physique, and I was also gaining some more of muscle mass at that time. And it was a very wholesome moment to talk about the same interest and having same friends at the same time on the video calls. And I remember whenever I come back from the gym, like at the 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or something, I always go on to that Discord server, and I made some new friends, like some international friends who are also on self improvement, and they were also same age as me, so we were talking about the same interest, not only about the gym but also about looking at active and cold approaching girls and everything, like socializing and also business and everything. We used to talk about the things which can actually improve our lives. And after 6 or 7 months, I've gained pretty good amount of muscle mass, and I was also lean shredded, and my physique was very good. Like I built an aesthetic physique, and I used to go on these Discord servers and the video calls and everything, like eating my post workout meal and whilst like talking to them and everything. And I used to mock them while showing my abs because most of them doesn't have like sexy abs like me. So that's why I used to mock them like I have abs and I have like built an aesthetic body and everything. And that was a pretty good experience for me because I built a really nice aesthetic physique for the first time in my life. But I remember one day I was on one of these calls at 8 p.m. or something, and there were like around 10-15 guys there, and some of them have camera on and some of them have don't. And I remember one of those guys are talking in between, and he really have a very like deep voice, and he was talking about I make this amount of money at age of like 18 or something. And he was also like very big, he's around like 190 or 200 pounds at 18 years old. And at the end of the call, like we used to open our camera and like flex and everything, like we used to see each other's physique. And I see that guy, like he turned on his camera, and I see that guy, he's really big. And I remember he has like very deep voice. And the most impressive thing was his face. He has a very nice facial structure, and his face was looking very manly at only like 18 years old. He has like very big head and also has a deep voice. And I was 20 years old at that time, so I was 2 years older than him. But I don't have a very deep voice, like masculine voice than him. So after that call, I was just thinking out my mind that he is 2 years younger than me and he's bigger than me and he also has like deep voice. Like why am I not like this? So I researched about this thing, like how can you get a deep voice or something, and how can you get a very like warrior kind of skull or like manly skull or something. And I found that it is because of testosterone. And I also found some of the looks maxing things, like you have to do some jaw exercises, you have to voice max, you have to do some voice exercise or something like vocal cord exercises. And at that time I have built some amount of muscle mass. I was like looking very attractive, shirtless and everything, but I still have like very bad facial structure. I have like patchy beards, and I also have like very high pitch voice. I have acne and also some pimples in my skin. And it was only because of low testosterone levels. And then I started working on my testosterone levels, and I was watching some YouTube videos about like testosterone and everything, like anti-huberman podcast and everything, what habits you should do and what you should avoid to actually not destroy your testosterone levels. And I found that testosterone is the only factor which can help you to gain more muscle mass faster, and also will give you deeper voice and a masculine voice and a nice facial structure with a wide jawline and everything, and increase your body hairs and everything. There are so many benefits of having high testosterone. And of course, like mewing and jaw exercise will work, but that will not give you instant results. Most of the results in your facial and bone structure will come from high testosterone levels. And I found that even if you have bad genetics in terms of bodybuilding, in terms of building more muscle, if you work on your testosterone levels and if you increase your testosterone levels, it will also help you build more muscle mass faster and also get you very nice like facial structure. So I was like researching on the internet, like how can you actually increase your testosterone levels. And one of the habits that I see in that is you have to lift heavy weights, and especially you have to do some compound movements like squats, bench press and some barbell rowing or something. And I started doing that 2 times in a week. I started lifting heavy weights. I started building more muscle in an aesthetic way. I still have an aesthetic physique, but I also gained more muscle mass and also gained more strength. And I got bigger hand from that. I got bigger hand just from holding like heavier dumbbells and also lifting heavy deadlifts and everything. And I also got some thick wrist hands also, like forearms and everything, just because lifting heavy weights without using any straps or anything. I went from looking like this to look like this. And of course, I have also built an attractive looking aesthetic physique. I didn't only lifted heavy weights, but I was also focusing on some aesthetic muscle, which helped me to get an attractive physique. And I specifically worked on 7 aesthetic muscles. I built more muscle mass and I decreased body fat percentage to get shredded and become more attractive. And if you also want to know more about how to build an aesthetic physique and become more attractive, just check out the first link in the description. That's my aesthetic body program, where I help you with the training and the diet plans and get you an aesthetic physique faster. So just go right now and click on the top link in the description. All the details are in there. So how can you also change your facial structure with having high testosterone levels? I've already told you, like mewing will work, like having a proper tongue posture will make you more healthy and everything. But there is also one more thing that people don't used to talk about, which is very destructive for having a good jawline, and that is breathing from your mouth. I also had this tendency to breathe from my mouth because my nose was always blocked and everything, so I used to like breathe from my mouth, and that will sometimes give you double chin faces, and it is not even healthy to breathe from your mouth with unfiltered air and everything. If you breathe from nose, that will give you filtered air, and it is actually good for your body as well. So I started doing that, and I always breathe from my nose. And most people especially breathe from your mouth when they are in sleep. They don't even realize it, but they're actually breathing from their mouth. So what I did is I just use a mouth tape or some like surgical tape or something. Whenever I go to the sleep, I just put some mouth tape and I stick a little amount of like mouth tape on my lips, and that helped me to keep my mouth shut whenever I'm sleeping and not breathe from my mouth. And it forced my body to unblock my nose and breathe from my nose. And there are also so many other benefits of like breathing from your nose. You will not snore whenever you're sleeping, and also it will give you a nice jawline. And I've also trained my neck. Neck training is also a very important part if you want to look more masculine and have a good facial structure. Take a look at this picture. Both guys have the same facial structure, but the guy with thicker neck is looking more intimidating and trustworthy, and also looking more masculine. Even if they have same physique, you will not mess with the guy with thicker neck. So that's why training neck is also very important. And girls will also get more attracted to the guys who has thicker neck, just because they are looking more masculine. And neck is also an important part to train, and it shows the size of a man you are. So train your neck at least 2 to 3 times in a week. Do some neck curls or some neck extension. And having a good facial structure with a sharp jawline and cheekbones and everything depends upon how much is your body fat percentage is. If your body fat percentage is above like 15% or 20%, you're gonna have a double chin face and bloated face. So you have to get to at least 10% body fat to have a hollow cheeks and cheekbones and the sharp jawline and everything. And you also have to take care of your skin while doing all of that habits. If you have an attractive face but you don't take care of your skin, if you have pimples, acne, an average guy with clear skin will look more attractive than you. So that's why having a good diet and having like high protein and high fats and good amount of carbohydrate diet is also very important. That will give you a clear healthy skin. And you also have to cut out all of the processed food like the junk food to have a clear healthy skin. And having a good beard and hairs will also help you to have an attractive face. If you want to look more like a man and masculine, just have a short hairstyle like that I'm having right now, or maybe you can have a buzz cut or like crew cut or something. Just have a general short hairstyle to look more masculine and like a mature man. And if you can grow a beard, have a short beard like this, which usually grow after 7 or 10 days after you shave. But if you can't grow a beard, or if you have patchy beard or with the thin hair, just don't grow it, just shave it all. You will look better than having like patchy and thin hairs beard. And you also have to experiment like what beard style and hairstyle suits better on your facial structure. And these are all the things that I've implemented that helped me got a decent and attractive face. I don't have a top 1% attractive face in the world, but I still made progress. I went from looking like this to look like this. And you can also do it too, just by doing all of these habits every single day. It will only take like 6 months or 1 year to improve your facial structure as well. So this is all in this video. I hope you liked it. Click on the top link in the description and subscribe to this channel. Goodbye.
Coming in, yeah, flex. I just wanna win. Yeah, LA BB, who we running with? Yeah, 2233, I'm on 10 again.